What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about intensity preference, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I wonder if people wonder why I'm never looking at the camera right away when I start these Facebook Lives. And the reason is I'm usually driving, and the second reason is as soon as you hit that button to say go live, it takes a couple seconds to click in, so I've got to pay attention to the road, obviously, as well. So I'm driving to the airport right now. I am going to eventually get to the airport. Where I'm actually going is the Ward area right now. I'm going to pick up my friend Brian Switalski. We were trying to connect today, and he's always so flexible, and I so appreciate that. So we were supposed to have a meeting today, but our friend's flight got delayed a couple times, so I'm just trying to adjust our schedule. So I'm gonna actually pick him up, and then we're gonna go to the airport together, and we're gonna hang out on the way to the airport. So errands with friends. It's not really an errand though, so that's interesting, but it's gonna be really good. Brian Switalski is awesome. He does WP Academy, which is the WordPress Academy. I recently shared a link there, video testimonial of that program, so make sure you check that out. And Brian is just an amazing dude, and he does excellent at marketing. So we're gonna chat today. He's a story brand consultant, which is Donald Miller's version of marketing, and so I'm really excited to connect with him. We met, I think, last week, and he's got some stuff for me based on our meeting, which I'm really looking forward to connecting with him about. And I appreciate that he's flexible enough that he's willing to squeeze into my tight schedule and do an airport run with me. So yeah, our friends Eva and Dave are coming, and the cool thing about Eva is I met her in Latvia in 2006. So I was connecting with some missionaries that I met in 2004 in Denver. I was at YWAM Denver in 2004 doing a school of worship, and a guy in my school of worship was Chris Bischoff, and his wife Lydia was doing the Bible Core Course there. I think back in the day they called it SBSCC, the School of Biblical Studies Core Course, and now they've just called it the Biblical Core Course, so they've changed the names on that. So I met the Bischoffs in Denver, and they were missionaries before that in the Czech Republic, and then they came to do some training with YWAM, and then they moved to Latvia and partnered with YWAM Latvia. So Latvia is in Eastern Europe, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and I mean, I honestly wouldn't have known where Latvia was without having gone there. Clifton, what's up? Thanks for checking in. Yes, I'm so glad that you posted your proverb of the day. Yeah, just a heads up to everybody, we're doing the proverb challenge. If you want to be a part of that, excuse me, I would love if you did that. Even if you're jumping in tomorrow, that's fine. So the book of Proverbs has 31 chapters, and we're just doing a chapter a day. So if it's today's the first, so we read chapter 1, and what I'm asking people to do is post their favorite proverb out of that chapter on their status, and then give a little commentary on it. Tell me what you think about that proverb, why it was your favorite, how it applies to your life, and then tag me in it so I can see it and comment. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that proverb challenge, please jump in. I look really forward to seeing your proverb thoughts. And I love the book of Proverbs because it's all just practical wisdom, and the chapters are super short, and they kind of do it as little couplets, so it's super approachable, super easy. Jump on in and let's do that together. So I was talking about our friend Eva and how I met her. I was talking about the Bischoffs. So I met Chris and Lydia in Denver, and then they moved to Latvia, and I went out there, I think between 2006 and 2007, 4 times to just connect with them. The first time we went out, they were running a music seminar, and so that's where I met Eva. She was part of that music seminar, and that's where I met Andy Baker too. Andy, if you're watching this, shout out to Andy Baker, who lives in the UK and is an amazing guitar player. Yep, so I went over there 4 times, and then I ended up leading with my buddy Mark, who you just met, because he just visited here. We led a missions trip. So he went on 2 trips with me to Latvia, and we led a missions trip to Mexico, and we took 2 of our Latvian friends. We took Eva and our friend Daiga to Mexico, and that was their first cross-cultural missions experience, and that was a real honor to do that. And so the funny thing about that trip was we were working with a Korean mission center in Mexico, and because the Latvian girls were new to both of those cultures, they didn't know what was Korean culture and what was Mexican culture. So I think one time they were just like, they said something about one of the cultures, but it was totally the other culture, and that was pretty funny. So yeah, trying to see if I'm in an incorrect lane here. Nope, I'm not. Just people are taking forever to turn left. So, yep, so gonna go pick them up and connect with them. The cool thing is that I wasn't ever sure if I'd see Eva again, and when we moved to Tennessee in 2015, I think, we sent out an email update, and she had just moved to Nashville as well for a job, and so we ended up getting ice cream in Franklin and reconnecting, and then she got married, and we did a lot of fun stuff. When we still lived in Tennessee with them, we'd connect and eat Indian food, and they have a sauna and a pool that they keep open all year, so we would spend 20 minutes in their 180-degree sauna, and then jump in their 40-degree outdoor pool, and then hop back in the sauna, and then hop back in that pool, which is pretty intense. I really enjoyed doing that, so that was a lot of fun, and we're excited. We're going to be hosting them here for a couple weeks, and really looking forward to having all of our friends here, being able to show them around the island. So that is what we're doing today. I'm trying to remember what I labeled this video. My friend Chris Bell messaged me the other day, and he was like, how many takes do you do for those videos that you do? And I was just like, it's Facebook Live, man. It's one take. And then he asked me how much prep I put into it, and I'm always thinking. I'm just an introvert, and so my like inner dialogue is always going. Sometimes it makes it hard to listen to people because my inner dialogue is always going. It's not a dialogue, it's just my mind is always going. And so, yeah, so I'm always thinking about things. So I'm thinking that I named this something, intensity and preference. Intensity preference. So something about Enneagram Type 4s, which I am, is that we're a little intense. And I've gotten some feedback recently from different people that I'm a little intense. I am feeling the best I think I've ever felt in a long time. 2019 has just been a really great year, and I think when I feel good, I get intense, and I'm pretty extreme as well. So if I'm feeling great, I'm feeling really great, and if I'm not feeling great, I'm withdrawing and I'm not talking to anyone. So yeah, I've been thinking about intensity and preference in the sense of, when people give feedback, are they just basing things off of their preferences? And how do we manage preferences? Because if you like ketchup and I like mustard, I don't like mustard, then neither of those things is right or wrong, right? It's simply a preference. But I think a lot of people like to come down really hard, black and white, on preferences. So with things like intensity, some people might think I'm too intense, and some people might really like my intensity. So I don't know, I'm being vulnerable here, I guess, and talking about my intensity. Yeah, so let me know. That whole issue of preferences and coming down hard on preferences. How do we not impose our preferences on other people? How do we distinguish what's a preference and what's absolute? And the conclusion I've kind of come to when it comes to preferences is, if I'm dealing with individuals, then I should do my best to speak in a way that they can hear me. And so that is me trying to accommodate to people's preferences on an individual level. And maybe even if you're speaking to a large group, you should try to figure out what the preference of the majority is, so that you can speak in a way that is pleasing and able, so that that majority can hear you. But how do you just not get caught up in the people pleasing and the constant questioning of yourself of, oh gosh, am I being too intense? Am I presenting myself in a way that's preferable to everyone? Because preferences really are, people could be on the complete polar opposite of those preferences. So that's what I'm running into recently and trying to kind of deal with and sort through. I think some of my intensity comes from me having too limited resources, which are time and time and energy, right? So how I feel when I'm feeling good, I want to get as much done as I can, because when I'm feeling good, things are much easier to do, and I want to do as much as I can during that time, because when I'm not feeling good, things are really hard to do. Justin Joyner, what's up? How's it going? I thought of you the other day when I posted something about how he loves us, because you could always hit that octave jump and it was so magical. Actually, Justin, message me. Let's catch up. I want to know what you're doing. Are you still in the Jamestown, Frewsburg area pastoring? I've been connecting with Corey Errett recently, and that's been magical on Marco Polo. So if you're on Marco Polo, hit me up, and yeah, let's connect. So preferences, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about what I'm saying here about intensity and preferences. And if you're tasked with the job of moving things forward, of leading things, what to move things, it requires a little bit of intensity, right? So to be excited about things, to cast vision, I do feel visionary. I feel like I can see things in the future, see potential in things, and so I think part of my personality is when I see those things, I get excited about them, and I want to take action on them, and I want other people to help me take action on those things. So I was talking to a buddy of mine, Jeff, just about this conversation as well, and he said maybe when people get upset about, and upset's not even the right word, bothered by my intensity or whatever, or other people's intensity, that maybe it has something to do more with them. So I'm trying to be self-aware and not completely just introspective and self-condemning or whatever, but I'm trying to see if some of this feedback are real issues and it's something that I need to work on, or if it's just people's preferences. I've also just, as I was thinking about intensity and kind of looking back through my life and hearing that feedback at different times, not directly, but just realizing that's what people are saying, is like, whoa man, you're kind of intense. The other thing that comes along with that is I've heard some feedback that I asked too many questions as well. So that's interesting. So, and again, is that just something like I need to figure out who likes questions and who doesn't, and then I need to operate from there, or do I just need to keep asking people questions? So let me know what you think. Comment, let me know what you think about everything that I'm saying here. Hopefully it makes sense. I'm about to pull up to the Ward area, and I need to call my buddy and tell him to cross the street so I can more easily pick him up. Maybe he's watching. I don't think he is watching. So there's my thoughts. Please comment and let me know what you think about this topic, and like, comment, and share, as they say. All right, enjoy your day. Goodbye.